Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
Today we're going to talk about the top 10 prequels that we would like to see.
We're going to tell you a little bit about what we would like to see in them and why we would like to see it. So starting off at number 10, we got to go with Sinister.
Yes.
We are both big fans of the first Sinister. I like the second Sinister. I don't hate it like everybody else does. But to get a prequel to this and see one of the families from the first tapes and see how their events actually played out, I think could be a whole lot. I mean, yeah, you're going to know the ending, but remember, guys, it's about the journey, not the destination. So
even if we got maybe all the families on those tapes, like a little chapter of each of them, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like make it like an anthology of each of them. I would love that. That would be great.
Number 9, it's a newer movie, and that is Tarot. And I'd really like to see more of Alma's story. So she's the one that kind of helps them in this movie.
We're not going to spoil it.
No, we don't. I don't want to spoil this movie
Still
for
too
anybody because it's, like Ken said, so fresh. But if we could get Alma's story and see how she got away.
The curse.
Yeah.
And like I said, Tarot, neither one of us were huge fans of that movie. But look what Flanagan did with Ouija.
Yeah.
You can make a continuation of a movie and make it even better than the original. Just because the original wasn't what you expected it to be or what you wanted it to be doesn't mean you should write it off forever. So I think that the Tarot story is very good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't executed well. So there's still a lot in that story to be discovered. Number 8, we're going to go with The Collector. And this could go in a couple different ways. 1, we could see how the Collector became the Collector.
Yeah.
2, we could find out about the guy that's in the box in the first Collector movie.
Yes.
I'm the bait. We could find out about him and how he became the bait and how he got captured and his part of it. So this one, again, could go in many different directions. We just really want to see more of the Collector.
I know. Please give us more.
Just give us more.
Yes. At number 7, so this has kind of been teased a little bit.
And this isn't a movie.
Yeah, it's not really a movie, but we want a 13 Ghost show. I would really like to get a deeper story on all the different ghosts and why they're ghosts and what really happened to them. I know in the DVD you kind of get a little story of each of them, and I think that would make an awesome show.
An hour-long episode of 13 episodes of each one of those ghosts?
Yeah.
Well, it'd actually be 12 ghosts, I guess, because unless you wanted to do an hour-long one about the wife.
We could. I mean, it could be the
be
family
her.
before, how they...
So, that one could work out really well as a TV show, showing us every single ghost in depth.
Except for hers would be kind of sad because she got sick. And
we don't need to see that one.
No.
So 12 ghosts. Number 6 is a movie that I really love that I think is so underappreciated, and that's Event Horizon. Let me see what happened on the Event Horizon on its first maiden voyage, before the crew that we see in this movie gets there. Let me see what happened to the first crew. I would love to see a prequel to Event Horizon.
Yeah,
I think that would be amazing.
That would be really cool. Number 5, we have the Autopsy of Jane Doe. Would really like to know her story, like before.
This could be the biggest surprise prequel of all.
Yeah, like it could be like a witch story type, and then you find out that she is actually Jane Doe. That would be so cool. And I love like witch horror.
Yeah. Of all these movies, I think this one could be the biggest surprise prequel of them all. Kind of like a Glass. With Glass and Split and Unbreakable.
Yeah,
that type of surprise prequel at the end.
Have her like dead on the table or something.
Right, or being dug up in that basement.
Yeah, or that.
Like that would be awesome. Number 4 is kind of silly, and it's Dr. Sleep. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, Ken.
We have The Shining.
We have The Shining. You're right, we do. But we don't have Rose the Hat's backstory.
Right.
I would love to see a prequel of Rose the Hat and how they all became who they are, trying to find the Shining and hunt down the Shining. And please give me that. Rose the Hat's one of my favorite female villains of all time. One of my favorite villains of all time.
She is a freaking badass.
Yeah, so I would love to see a Dr. Sleep prequel that is all about Rose the Hat and her gang.
At number 3, we have Dark and the Wicked. I would really like to see the entity, what happened before. Like, I'm sure he's had to
feast on other
families that are lonely, or even get a mom and pop story, like how he feasted on them.
Yeah. And end it with, mom calling them, telling them to come back to the farm. And I don't give a shit what we get. If it's a prequel, if it's a sequel, if it's anything, Dark and the Wicked. Feed me more. Number 2 is one that Ash and I have been talking about for a long time, and that's The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
We know throughout the events of Cabin in the Woods this has happened before.
Yeah.
Many times. Let's see somebody succeed. You know, we've seen a failure.
Yeah.
You can't do a sequel to The Cabin in the Woods. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil why. But you could easily do a prequel and show how somebody succeeded in the endeavor. So I would love to see a prequel to The Cabin in the Woods and see a success and see, you know, the monsters under the world be like, oh, damn, we'll come back in 10 more years or whatever the amount of time it was. So
Right.
I would love to see that too.
And number 1 is Trick or Treat. Don't give them that look.
Again, if you don't like the original, it doesn't mean that you
Yeah.
can't build on it and make it better.
We could really figure out like who Sam is and get a backstory on Sam. I would love that.
Right, and I would too. I think Sam is a Halloween icon up there with Michael Myers. Sam is a part of our Halloween every year.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not a huge fan of the Trick or Treat movie, I would love to see Sam's story. Find out what Sam is, how he became who he is, and how he became this icon that everybody loves.
Yeah.
You know, everybody loves Sam. Whether you're a fan of the movie Trick or Treat or not, you love Sam. He's adorable. He's scary. His little sucker. Like, everything about him is awesome. So those are the top 10 prequels that Ashley and I would love to see. So let us know in the comments. Would you like to see any of these prequels? What are some movies that you would like to see some prequels for? We would love to get your guys' input as well. And if you haven't already, guys, please like and subscribe. It helps to build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.